Hi, anyone and everyone. This is Kim, the Humble Hermit from Come As You Are Oracle. I'm going to do the collective for today. Today is Wednesday, July 16th, 2025. You may follow me on the talk, the tube, my blog, or not. Totally up to you. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. If it doesn't fit, don't make it fit. If some of it fits, we love that for you. God's kiss, right? Whatever does not, just leave it on the table for someone else. We don't want you taking on energy that wasn't meant for you. We're going to use the Panther Oracle. I couldn't find it anywhere. I ended up buying mine off of eBay. There's a bunch of different little versions out there. I was going to order it off Amazon. They didn't have it at the time. Could be there now. I don't know. You got eyes? Go look. What am I, your mama? I know I'm sassy right now, right? I'm sassy. Sassy. We got, well, we had 3 on the table. Now we got 7. If you hear a cat crying, it's Bubbles. He thinks it's dinner time. It is not dinner time. It's not even 2 o'clock. So I'm going to do readings, and then I'm going to take a shower, and then I might feed them early. Two more shuffles. One more shuffle. Ooh. All right, what do we got here? What is this today? This ain't no good vibes. I'm just kidding. Kinda. We got protest, memory, saving, stress, reservation, third wheel, right, and bottom of the deck, nightmare. Feminine, masculine, take how it resonates. It doesn't matter. I blew on the one card and they all vibrated. There was a little hair on it. A little Harley or Homer, or a little Harley or Pickles hair on there. You, someone else, take how it resonates. If it doesn't resonate for you, it doesn't resonate for you. But someone is trying to I guess you could say like someone's trying to keep like memories like of the past in the past. Almost like, I'm not gonna lie, it's almost like bad energy, bad memories. Like somebody trying not to think about them, somebody trying not to heal them, I guess you would say. Because with the saving card and the stress card, it's like somebody thinks that they're saving themselves like the heartache of thinking about something that happened, but at the same time like it's subconsciously making someone stressed. And I mean, let's just be honest, we all know that when you don't acknowledge things and they fester, it's going to bleed out into other areas of your life. Like this person really does not want to take a look at whatever this is. And it's something to do with like a third wheel energy. Like, I mean, look at the card. Look at that. Enemy, distrust, flirtatiousness. So, like, the card basically depicts like a feminine and a masculine that are together, but secretly the masculine is with this other feminine, right? The thing is which one is the third wheel? And it's not the man. or the masculine. Somebody could also feel like a third wheel in regards to like a friendship situation. We've all been there, we've all been there. Like if you have a group of girlfriends, a bunch of girlfriends, and you feel like the third wheel, whether you're the fourth wheel, the fifth wheel, whatever, like you feel like the odd woman out, right? We've all been there. And if you haven't been there, then I don't know what to tell you, because I've been there more than once. This could also be like, not necessarily like a third party situation, but like a, a couple, doesn't matter sex, that dates, and then this other person, is a friend of one of them or both of them, and they always hang out with them and they feel like the third wheel. The only thing I can say about that, when you feel like you're a third wheel in any type of situation, first off, don't put yourself in that situation if it makes you feel some type of way. Even if, like, at first you feel fine, you're like, oh, yeah, I'm going to go hang out with them, even though they're a couple. Oh, yeah, I'm going to go hang out with them, even though, like, my girlfriends don't necessarily treat me the same. When you start to recognize that there's an issue there, and let's clarify this. That's not to say that the other people in that situation realize there's an issue, right? Because some people don't think about it. Like if you're best friends with somebody and they're dating somebody and they always invite you out as the third wheel, like they probably just think they're being nice. They probably just think like, oh, let's invite Kathy out. She never goes anywhere. When in reality you feel like the third wheel, right? So it's not necessarily the other people involved, although maybe. It's you. It's your own personal feelings. The only thing I can say to that is when you feel like you're in that situation, don't put yourself in that situation. I've been in that situation more than once with girlfriends, with a couple, even though they really weren't a couple. Um, if it's friends, like for me in the past with friends, like if I feel like I'm the odd woman out, like I just don't go out with them the next time. Do you know what I mean? Like I just take a pass. And I take a pass until I feel comfortable going back out again. And if I feel the same way after going back out again and the situation hasn't changed, it hasn't resolved itself, I still feel like I'm being left out in some type of way, then I just don't revisit that. Because why do I need to fuck up my mental health over people that just don't get, like, yeah, you invited me, but you're excluding me, right? The situation that I had that was romantic, ex best friend, right? Except this was the first time. I think I told you guys about this. If you follow me, if you subscribe, I think I talked about it probably last year. Um, she had a longtime male friend that she met when she was riding into the city on the train to go to work, and they became like train buddies. And then she left her job because she had health issues. He still worked in the city. They finally caught up a few years later, and they started going out to movie and dinners on Friday nights. I was told by the ex best friend that him and I are like the male female versions of like each other, like one person, right? Like I'm the female version of him and he's the male version of me. Oh, I want you to meet. So I go and I meet him. I don't really see it. I mean, I do, but I don't. You know what I mean? So I tell her, you're crazy, whatever. I don't go out with them again for a very long time. And then I get invited out again, and I think, okay, fine, what the hell? Like, I'll be their third wheel. Technically, I was the fourth wheel because her assistant was there to take care of her, because again, she's disabled. So I'm technically the fourth wheel at that point, in my mind. Anywho, I end up going out with them more and more often, okay? I develop a crush on him. She finds out about it. I admit it to her. I say, yes, I have a crush on him. Then she proceeds to tell me that she's in love with him, that she's always been in love with him. They were supposed to be together, something, something. And I was like, you're together? Because I didn't realize that. And she goes, no, we're not. He doesn't want to be with me. Okay. Again, I tell her as an adult, right? Because I'm in my 20s. I tell her, it's just a crush. It's not a big deal. Like, it's not a big deal. She proceeds to treat me differently after that. I stopped going with them. I don't go with them as often, whatever the case. She gets mad and she proceeds to treat me like shit. And she treats me like shit in front of him, making comments, calling me a slut, stupid stuff like that. Now, mind you, I'm a virgin that hardly drinks, that has never had drugs. And she's like calling me names and calling me out on stuff that has nothing to do with me. So I finally tell her, you know what? Like, we're gonna take a step back from this friendship. I don't need to have anything to do with you or him. I reach out to him. He reaches out to me. I don't remember. I probably reached out to him. I'm gonna be honest. And he asked me why I didn't come to Friday night dinners anymore, and I said, well, because Amanda doesn't want me there. The best friend, the ex-best friend. He says, why? And I said, because I told her I had a crush on you. And he goes, oh, well, that's kind of dumb. And I said, the crush or the fact that, I'm not coming to dinners? And he goes, the fact that you're not coming to dinners. Him and I ended up being quite a bit similar. And I actually think of him more as like a soulmate. Do I think that we were meant to be together? No, probably not. But I do think of him as a soulmate. I'm not going to lie. Because we have a lot in common. Here's the thing. I felt like a third wheel the whole time that I was going out to Friday night dinners with them. First, I felt like I had to go because I felt like I needed to be there for her, almost as like a shield, if that makes sense. Because it seemed like, because I guess what I'm going to say is, like, I had a crush on him, but I didn't say anything to her because in my mind, I figured she already had a crush on him. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, and as a good friend, I wasn't going to say anything. And then she's the one that brought it up. And then she's the one that said she was in love with him. And then she's the one that proceeded to treat me like shit in front of him. And when I finally drew the line and I stopped being friends with her and I stopped talking to her and I stopped talking to him eventually, I felt so much better, Like, who wants to be a third party, a third wheel? Like, that kind of situation is just so dysfunctional. And they're still friends today. They're still friends today. He doesn't date. Like, he literally doesn't date. Like, I don't know if he's a monk. I don't know if they're secretly fucking. I don't know. I have no idea. But she has him under her thumb. Spell work, a curse. I have no idea. I have no idea. But he's technically her third wheel because she sleeps around with everyone under the sun and she brings him along for the ride. Like, he's money to her, He helps her pay her bills and does all kinds of other shit for her. So she needs him around, He takes care of things for her. I don't know. But I got my ass out of that situation. When I went back and we were friends again, she deliberately put me in that situation with that other guy. And I don't know if she thought it was some kind of vendetta or some kind of, I don't know. She's a mental case. There's something wrong with her. She needs help, I say that all the time to you guys. But when I realized there was something going on between them, I got the fuck out of there. That's why I say God saved me on September 16th, 2022. He literally showed me her demonic side and how fucking crazy she is, and she is. And he showed me that I don't belong with that guy. Like that guy needs help. Like what like he found her attractive. Like make it make sense. Like, and I got out of that whole situation and I have no regrets. I don't want to go back to that. I would never recommend that to anybody. Third party, third wheel? Hell no. Soulmates, twin flames, they're not worth it. Like, you think that's worth your self respect? If you're in a situation where you feel like you're a third wheel, a third party, if you will, get the hell out of that. Get the hell out of that. And if this is what the memory is that someone's trying to like suppress, you gotta work through your past. You gotta heal your past. You gotta confront those shadows. That's why they call it shadow work. You're not gonna heal without doing some hard labor in your mind and your heart, right? Like you need to clear that. And don't get me wrong. I think we just talked about this yesterday. We talked about it this morning. I don't know. We talk about it every day. You're going to be healing for the rest of your life. When you start healing yourself, you're going to be healing for the rest of your life. So it's not like you're going to take care of everything in one fell swoop and be like, "Yeah, I'm healed. I'm healed. It took me 5 years, but I'm healed." No, you're going to be healing from the time you start until the time you pass. So if you need to revisit something more than once in a lifetime, then you do it. And I only say that because, when you heal something, you think you've healed something, you've done shadow work, you've gone within, meditated, manifested, whatever the case, and you feel like you're done, more often than not, you're not done. You've just healed what you remember, you've healed what you're feeling at the time. But who's to say, like 5, 10 years down the road, you're like, oh yeah, remember that situation? I remembered something about that, or now I feel some type of way, or this, that, and the other, right? You are always going to be healing from things, always. And that's fine. There's nothing wrong with it. Like I said, there's no timestamp on healing. God is not like, oh, you started healing on 2021, October. You better be done by January 2023. God doesn't think that. And even though in the spiritual community, we're considered spiritual beings living as humans on this planet, right? We're humans. This is our human form. This is the skin we're in. This is the mind we were given, the heart we were given. This is what we have to work with, right? And I say every day, we are only human. Because we're affected by everything. Our own issues, other people's issues, environmental issues. Like we're literally affected by everything in here and out there. So don't ever think that you need to hurry up and do something. I will say this, you take your time. I say that. You take your time. Everybody heals at their own rate, at their own pace. You'll watch tarot readings and they'll be like, oh, this feminine, God is saying that she healed herself in like record time. Kudos. That's awesome. Not everybody can do that. And not everybody can do it with the same situation, right? If Sally B was essayed and Terry S, I don't know where I'm getting these names from, was essayed, and they were basically essayed same year, around the same time, right, of the year. Do you think they're both going to take the same amount of time to heal from that essay? No. No. One of them could take like a year and a half. One of them could take 8 years. And it depends on how you heal. It depends on your mindset and how you look at things and how you rationalize things regarding yourself and regarding the world, right? How you look at situations, how you look at yourself, how you look at other individuals. Because when I think about my essays, my rapes, and I think I said this morning when I was talking about shame, like it's not my issue. Like that rape was not about me. That was about them. They're the ones with the issue. They're the ones with the problem. They're the ones that are sick. Not me. And it takes time for people to get there. You know, it takes time, especially if it's like your first assault or whatever crime or whatever happens to you. You know, you lose your loved one for the first time, like whatever. Everybody's different. It's going to take everybody a different amount of time to heal from that. That's a good example there too, death, because I've experienced a lot of death in my life. A lot of my family has passed away, and there's not many left. And one day soon, like, I'll be the only one here, or my brother will be the only one here, right? You know, it. But I've always looked at death rationally, and I think that's just because I myself died at the age of 7 and came back. I know what's on the other side. I know what's waiting for me. I don't fear death. I've never feared death, not once. It means nothing to me. People fear death. People fear what they don't know. People fear what they've never experienced. People fear what's never touched them. I've literally been touched by almost every single crime you could ever think of. Essay, rape. Again, I died and came back. I was almost murdered, kidnapped, whatever, tortured, enslaved. I don't know what that was in 2023. But it almost happened. I've been physically assaulted. I've been abused by a parent my whole life. It's kind of funny. I was listening to a song earlier and they were talking about not needing to be protected. And it's funny because I used to say, like, no one ever protected me. And it's true. Like, no one ever really protected me. No one. Not a parent, not a friend, not a boyfriend, not a husband. No. No one ever really protected me. And it's kind of funny because, like, it's true, but my mindset, my outlook on it has kind of changed. Like, I've always had to protect myself as best I can, as a woman, as a human, with what I have and what I don't have, right? And it makes you realize, like, I'm literally just going to have to protect myself until the day I die, because nobody else is going to protect me. And to think that someone else is going to protect me, it's an illusion. It's delusional. I don't ever protect myself from memories or nightmares, right? Nightmare is the last card. I don't ever protect myself from that. I don't I don't hide that from myself. I feel it and I experience it again and again and again, and I dissect things and I look at things and I literally stay up at night thinking about things and trying to change things in my mind and see where it takes me. And does it change this? Does it change my belief? Does it change my feeling? Does it change the way I live my life? It's not good to suppress things. It's not good to feel like a third wheel, but it's not good to suppress memories or thoughts about it. And if somebody has a reservation about being a third wheel and someone is involved in that type of situation, All I would say is remove yourself, extricate yourself. If somebody wants an explanation, give them an explanation. Be an honest human. Speak your truth. With the right card, I think if someone were to release and let go that type of energy, that type of negativity, right? I mean, and don't get me wrong, being a third wheel, some people might actually enjoy that. Some people might not care, right? But for the ones that do care, for the ones that don't want to be a third wheel of any kind, release it and let it go for yourself so that you can grow from it, so that you can change the energy for yourself. And don't repeat history. Don't get into a relationship or a friendship and then turn around and make somebody else a third wheel. Learn from what you experienced and make sure it doesn't happen again, right? It's kind of hard for humans to recognize that, especially right now. All right, I'm done ranting. 26 minutes of ranting. I hope it resonated for you. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope, if anything, you were entertained. I hope you all have a great day and or evening, a fabulous Wednesday, a fabulous hump day, whatever day it is, wherever you are in this beautiful world. I'll talk to you later. Bye.